Race fans, who's ready to go for a ride? It's Ride Along with Howie, powered by S&B Promotions and Joe's Body Shop. And tonight, we're going to talk to the most recent super late model winner at the Speedway. He now goes into the record book as winning 2 divisions, former E-Mod winner and super late model winner, Drake Troutman from Hydeman, PA. Welcome to Ride Along, Drake.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. I know you got a lot going on. In the near future, you're planning on running the Appalachian Mountain Speed Weeks with your family-owned late model team. And then you're going to try something that I don't think anybody from this area ever has done before. You're going to go to hell and run the Hell Tour.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's we leave next Tuesday to head out west, and we'll be gone until 1st of August.
Wow, that's crazy. What do you do to get prepared for something like that? I mean, obviously, I know you load the trailer with every spare part you can think of because you don't want to head out there and break something. But, you know, like how many different tires do you take and that sort of stuff?
You got to make sure that you got really just about 2 of everything and lots of body panels and, just got to make sure that you're prepared to go out there and run the whole deal. I mean, as far as tires go, you just buy them out on the road. I mean, we stocked up to get through the first week or 2, and then you just buy them out while you're there. Every track pretty well has a tire trailer that you can buy. So, you just bring that stuff with you, but, make sure that you got a spare rear end, transmissions, starters, shocks, knockers and levers and spindles, just everything you can possibly think of, really.
Now, who are you taking on the road with you? I know you're a family team. Your mom and your grandparents, I believe, own the team. If I'm not correct, you can correct me. But I mean,
we all kind of work together. I mean, really, my dad started my stuff up, my race team up, and then once everything happened to him, then me and my mom kind of take care of everything. She's pretty busy with her work stuff, so for the most part, I run my race team.
Who's going to be on the road with you supervising?
No one really. Me and my full-time boy there, Hunter, we kind of get to do our own deal. They trust us enough to go out there and run that stuff on our own. And, we'll usually have someone else to go with us that'll drive the truck. We got a couple of different people that will go with us and can drive. And, I'm not real sure yet. I got some volunteer help that I think might go out there. Definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be a really good time, and it's going to be long, but, like I said, we're looking forward to it. We're excited.
Now, are you going to team up with anybody to do it? Like, I know in the past, Brian Shirley, he's won it, but, he's teamed up with Heckenest and they would travel together. Do you have any plans like that to do anything, or?
Not really. We just kind of do our own deal. Like I said, we just like doing our own deal, and we're trying to keep to ourselves. And obviously we like all them guys, but we keep to ourselves and work on our stuff. It's the saying that you bring your friends with you. So we're out there to race and win races, and we just like I said, we just stick to ourselves.
Now, are you licensed to drive the big rig or no?
What did you say there?
Are you licensed and able to drive the big rig or no?
Yeah, I drive it some. Actually, I drive it a decent amount whenever we go get out onto the road. It's a registered RV, so I mean, it's you don't have to have any special CDLs or nothing.
Drake, this might be a dumb question, but how hard is it being out on the road and you're crisscrossing from one track to another, and when you're strapped in that car, you're trying to go as fast as you can, get everything done. When you get behind the wheel of the toter, is that time for you to relax, or are you mentally now like preparing for the next race?
Yeah, you're always thinking about what to do next, and honestly, typically it's we travel at nighttime, so you're so beat that you don't really don't really think a whole lot, but you're just ready to get there and shut her down for the night. But no, it's fun. We really enjoy doing it, and you know, that's all I've really done my life. So that's all I know, and my crew guys, and I got a lot of great people behind my racing. So yeah, we got a pretty good setup. I mean, we got like kind of a routine that we do every day. It seems to be working out pretty well.
What do you do physically to get ready for, what is it, 28 races in 32 days?
Yeah, it's something around there.
I mean, how do you prepare yourself physically for that? You know, you're out in the heat all day.
You really don't. I mean, at least we haven't. I mean, we just, you know, we work in the shop all day, every day, and we race, you know, at least 3 times typically in a week. So it's not terrible. We're just working. You know, our shop doesn't have AC or nothing, so it's nothing really different than what we do every day.
When you prepare, you know, not trying to be dumb, but how many fire suits do you take? Because obviously you got to rotate through those and helmets and that sort of stuff.
I got 2 fire suits and I got 2 helmets.
Okay. And you think that'll be enough to get through?
Oh yeah, I figured probably 2 a week, and then you know, we have one off day each week, which is on Monday, so that'll be kind of a regrouping day and clean everything out, and, you know, hit the laundry mats and stuff.
Now, do your grandparents or your mom or anybody plan to like fly out and maybe do a week with you?
Yeah, I think my mom's gonna come out like a week early and a week late, and then I think my grand doesn't really get to go a whole lot because they got a dog and you know, the trucking business and stuff. So she'll probably, I don't know if she'll end up coming out or not, but my pap will probably come out for a week or 2 and drive me around and stuff, help with that.
And it has to be nice just to have the family around, and you know, just to be there. I mean, your pap's an accomplished racer, and he used to run with the Renegades, the Stars back in the day, and that. So, you know, that traveling's nothing new for him. Matter of fact, your dad and pap used to go out on the road every year and race a lot.
Oh yeah, they definitely got out. They kind of know the routine as well, so you know, it just all works out. And it's nice to have those guys coming out. You know, it makes for a long couple of months of not seeing your family, so it's nice that they're capable and able to come out.
How do you prepare for the tracks? I mean, does watching a YouTube video or iRacing, anything like that, help prepare you?
Not really. You show up and look at them. I mean, realistically, whenever your stuff's good, then it's pretty on point just about everywhere once you get that baseline set up. I feel like where we're at right now, we have a pretty good baseline. We're just going to, you know, we show up, you take a look at the track, see what you think you're going to need to do for that night, and go about your night, and hopefully it's a good one.
Is that one of the reasons why you made the switch over to Longhorn? You know, so at least when you're at the tracks, there's other teams running the same equipment you are at. You know, I don't know if you guys help each other, but, you know, at least you can see what another Longhorn's doing and maybe transpose that to yours.
Not really. Like I said earlier, I mean, we just kind of do our own deal. So many people get wrapped up in what other people are doing, and sometimes you just got to work on your own stuff. You know, everything. Every driver has a different setup underneath the car. You know, everyone's different. So, like I said, people get so wrapped up into what this person's doing, what that person's doing. Sometimes you just got to focus on what you need to be doing. So, you know, everyone at Longhorn, they help us out a lot. Of course, those guys down there, you know, travel with just about every track that we'll be going to. So they can kind of get us in a little bit of the right direction. But like I said, once you get a baseline set up underneath these things, then you just kind of tweak on it throughout the night.
Now, you have had a lot of success, even this year, with your EMOD program. And correct me if I'm wrong, but basically at the end of last year or beginning of this year, you basically suspended your E-Mod program, and at that point, Jerry Foster, I believe is the gentleman's name, offered you a ride, and now you're back in an E-Mod. Are you going to take the E-Mod with you? And a lot of those shows run E-Mods in conjunction. So will you take the E-Mod with you and maybe just try to get some extra seat time?
Yeah, well, we were sitting pretty decent national points. And the way that deal works is they take your best, like, 20 races, 30 races, whatever it is. And then that goes towards, your national points. So we're going to try to hit hopefully about 40 to 50 races this year with that thing. That way, some of the bad nights might get canceled out with some better nights. And so we're going to have him bring his hauler out to Hell Tour for probably a week or two and pull double duty. That way we can try to get some good finishes and hopefully, sit pretty decent at those national points at the end of the year.
Now, I know you guys do your own thing, but was it hard to adjust to a new chassis brand in both the E-Mod and the late model? Or
not really at all, really. That's we went down there and picked the car up, and they put their baseline on it, and we just kind of tweaked on it from there and got it to my liking. And they were pretty fast right out of the gate.
Do you still enjoy the E-Mods?
Yeah, I do. They're fun to race. I'm not saying that late models are definitely probably my favorite, but I still enjoy going and racing the mod. It keeps Garry and his son involved, and it's nice to have a lot of success with them guys. They worked hard for the last couple of years and just had some bad luck and just some bad things happen. So I'm happy that we're able to kind of be those people for them that, with their hard work and kind of teaming up together that, we're kind of having a pretty successful year, really.
Now, it seemed like last year you excelled on the short tracks with your late model. This year, it seems like you're excelling on the big tracks with a big win at Port Royal. You picked up the win at Latrobe. Last year, you picked up the Earl Hill Memorial down at Tyler. As a driver, what do you like better?
I like the small tracks the best just because you can get up on the wheel a little bit better. I don't like these cars are pretty good everywhere. Like I said, whenever your stuff's good, you can unload just about everywhere and be competitive. So we got a pretty good hot rod right now, and I feel like just about everywhere we've been going, we've been there. So we went out to Illinois there last month and made a couple of them flow races, and we ran top 3 every night during those R Series races. It's been a pretty good season.
What are you setting your goals at for the Hell Tour?
So the way that they're doing the point system this year, it's like each week, you restart your points. So each week pays $10,000, I think it is, for your point system. And my goal is to win. If we can win 2 of those, and then pick up like 3 or 4 wins, that would be a pretty successful tour for us. I'd be pretty pumped up about that.
Who are some of the other drivers committed this year to the Hell Tour? I know Fager's done it a lot.
I'm not real sure who's all doing it, to be honest with you.
And is there one track on that tour that you're looking forward to maybe more than another? Like a bucket list track?
Not really. I'm a racer. I like going anywhere. If I was to think of one that would probably be my favorite one is Davenport. I'm pretty pumped up to get back there. I was there last year, and it was probably one of the raciest tracks that I've ever been to. It was a pretty neat place.
That's right. You did last year a week on the Hell Tour, and your second race you finished second, right?
Yeah, we ran top 3, top 5 every night out there. Besides, I think, one night. So obviously that sets the bar kind of high because I feel like we're in a lot better position right now with equipment wise than what we were last year. So like I said, we're absolutely pumped. We've been kind of preparing for this now for all season, really. So this has kind of been on bucket list for the last couple of years as well. So we're excited.
Now you've accomplished a lot. You competed in the Dome with the E-Mods. You've done a week on the Hell Tour. You've won at Port Royal, Tyler County, Bedford, Roaring Knob, Latrobe, with the Super Late. And I still remember teasing you. God, I want to say the first two times you ran the Super, you won, didn't you?
My first race I ran second in it, and then my second race out in it I won.
And then the third race you won because you won back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
And I still remember I was teasing you because you basically was driving your Pabst car, which was sponsored by Budweiser.
Yeah, well, I was driving his car, but it wasn't sponsored by Budweiser anymore. It was just their colors. He's a big red and white guy. Actually, he just got a new modified. It's sitting here in front of me. It's red and white.
Oh, okay. I remember he used to have the Budweiser deal.
Yeah, he used to, but that ended up that stopped probably, I don't know, maybe 2010.
Okay. Do you guys still have your old hauler too? The old liftgate big trailer?
Well, he's got his. He owns that one, and then I own the trailer that we've been racing out of.
Will you take the other? Will you take your Paps for backup with parts, or you just don't? Okay.
Yeah, we can fit everything in our hauler. He's gonna race here around home with that modified, so I think he's gonna get his hauler ready. And, so yeah.
Have you ever had the opportunity to race your Pap?
Yeah, I raced him a couple of times actually. Raced him a couple of times. I raced my dad a couple of times.
What was it like getting out there with your dad?
Oh, it was cool. I mean, it's not really any different than anything else. I mean, it was definitely a cool experience. So.
Your dad was a great wheelman, but even more importantly, he was a great person and a great dad to you. And, you know, I mean, he basically put his racing career on hold just to help bring yours along. And I remember you were about 11 years old when you got your first modified?
Yeah, I was 11, and then he stopped. Really, he didn't race a whole lot. He didn't really race a whole lot during a year's time. I mean, like, he raced like Bedford and Cumberland like a lot, like Hagerstown, and but I mean, he won a lot of races. He was a friggin' wheelman, that's for sure. I've always said that, like, if he would have got, you know, a bigger ride or like a bigger opportunity to go to Lucas Oil or Outlaws, I really think that he could have been one of a better driver and could have competed on that level at some point.
I know when he made the switch over to his MBH car, he went out there and won the Bedford Championship that year, and then a couple years later, he won the Cumberland Championship. So I mean, you know, he's definitely a hell of a wheelman. But like I said, just seeing, you know, he had that big smile when he would win, but he had an even bigger smile getting to watch you race.
Oh yeah, he did a lot for me. If it wouldn't have been for him, I mean, we realistically probably wouldn't even have a race car right now. So, you know, I owe pretty well everything to him. He done everything for me.
Is that why you continue to run the 7 in honor of your dad?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that's my favorite number, so it's always kind of just been the family number.
Yeah, your Papa is number 7, and, you know, your dad through the years had some rides. I remember he picked up a win down at Hagerstown in the 151. He drove for Rick Jones had some wins down at Potomac, I believe.
He's had a couple of rides. Yeah, he's had some good ones. I mean, he always seemed to come back and race for my grandma and papa course. And, you know, they had a lot of success, but I know Dad, he had a lot of success in that 151. That was probably one of his favorite rides he's ever drove for.
Yeah, because he only has one win at Hagerstown, and that came in the 151.
Yeah.
And Drake, what's it like for you to balance running your race team, racing, and going to school? Because you still have another year left of high school, right?
No, I graduated this year.
Oh, I'm sorry. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It wasn't terrible. I mean, it's a lot on there. It can be a lot, but as long as everything's going smooth with racing, I mean, it's then everything's going pretty good. But of course, it takes up all your time, and we're here late every day. So, it's just trying to make sure everything's perfect for the next weekend.
Now, do you want to continue your education, or are you going to go to Troutman U and the trucking business?
No, I'm going to race. Obviously, my father and grand built up the trucking business, and it's amazing what they've done from nothing. I mean, they both built up their operation from absolutely nothing, but I've never really had any desire to be involved with it. It's just I'm the type of person that whenever I do something, I want to be able to start it up on my own and kind of do my own deal. So I'm going to take and just keep pursuing racing. And right now we're making a decent living out of it. Plan on continuing to do it.
Now, you and your dad got an asphalt late model. I guess you just didn't really enjoy it, or didn't want to stay that route?
One of the worst decisions that we've ever made in our racing career. It was asphalt racing sucks. That was terrible. That was it was very boring. I don't know how people do it, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, you had a badass looking hot rod. I still remember the Smith Trucking car number 7, and I mean it was a badass looking car, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a nice car, and I mean we didn't run terrible with it. It was so technical, and it had absolutely nothing to do about the track. It was all about the race car, and honestly, I mean anymore their late models aren't too far from that. I mean, they're pretty technical, and for the most part, they have to do about the setup. So, we definitely got to get a wrap on dirt late model racing. Things are getting out of hand, and but that's here or there, I guess.
Drake, what do you enjoy most? The working on the car or driving it?
I enjoy both. I mean, of course, driving was probably the most fun, but it's also like I can't imagine not working on yourself and just showing up and winning in it. Like I don't feel like that would be really deserving. It makes it deserving whenever you work your ass off all week and then you go out and have a good weekend and win a couple races.
Now, what is your ultimate goal? Try to get a ride, or do you still want to keep Drake Troutman racing? Drive your stuff as long as you can.
It's kind of just all in what kind of ride it would be. I mean, if someone like Longhorn Chassis or something would get a hold of you and say, hey, we want to put you in our car. Of course, I'd take something like that. But if it was just kind of a regular ride, then I'd probably just stick with my own stuff because I mean we've really built up within the last year really, and I feel like we've got some pretty good stuff going on right now. I feel like we need to get another car and another motor, but that'll kind of come with time. We run all of our stuff off of sponsorship, so the better sponsors we get, then the better stuff we can buy. And right now, we got a really good group of sponsors on this car.
Now, let's go ahead and talk about all the marketing partners and the people that make Drake Troutman racing possible.
Wheeler Fleet Solutions, of course, for everything that they do for me. They're out in Somerset. They're a huge truck outfitter. They deal parts for really everything. They're a dealer for GM, and they started a racing parts store up, and then they're a lot bigger than what people realize. RFI Resources, of course, anywhere show for everything that they do for me. Schaefer Construction, Shoes Diesel Performance, DNR Trucking, Fuel service by glass failure, course neighborhood, Wilson shocks, Longhorn chassis, Joe Dickens race engines, ABC supplies, Certainty, just everyone's on board. Of course, all my product sponsors for putting Bad Fast race car parts on this thing for us, and we're just going to keep on digging here and hopefully have a good rest of the season.
Hey, Drake, through all your wins that you've had, is there one win that stands out for you?
I don't know. Probably the Topless 50 there at Tyler County was pretty cool. That was probably one of the cooler wins so far. Yeah, that one there was pretty neat.
I still remember on the week after we lost your dad, I think the Renegades of Dirt had a race up at Roaring Knob, and you went up there and won that, and it was that was a pretty special moment.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a big night for sure. That was probably the most meaningful win, and I don't think anything will ever beat that. But nothing will definitely never beat that one.
Well, race fans, the driver that we just spoke to is preparing to go to Hell, the Hell Tour. Want to wish him good luck, and thanks for taking time to come to Latrobe a couple weeks ago to pick up that win. And be sure to keep your eyes on the DNR Trucking Longhorn Chassis, car number 7, Drake Troutman, the driver. Thanks, Drake, for your time.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Race fans, that's going to wrap it up for another edition of Ride Along with Howie. And I'd like to go ahead and thank my sponsors that include Joe's Body Shop and Towing and SMB Promotion. And our track sponsors, proud sponsor of the Crates, K2 Engineering. Joe's Body Shop and Towing, proud sponsor of the Pure Stocks and of the Ride Along podcast. Specialty Metals LLC, modified 4-cylinder sponsors. Marilungo Disposal LLC, strictly stock 4-cylinder sponsors. Dean Pollock, proud sponsor of the Hobby Stocks. Also, Bowers Farm, proud sponsor of the 305s. Hey, race fans, be sure to mark down. We are off this upcoming Saturday, June 17th, but the racing picks up on June 24th with the return of the Pro Stocks and the Bill Finley Memorial will be coming along. And then on July 1st, 410 sprints, and we also have fireworks for you in honor of the 4th of July. Now I'd like to go ahead and mention our additional marketing partners at Latrobe Speedway. Latrobe Glass and Mirror, General Carbide, Bowman's Plumbing, Garry's Auto Sale, Porta-John Rental Company, the Auto Tag Store of Latrobe, RPM, official part vendor of Latrobe Speedway, A1 Machine and Performance, DJS Swag, and GVD Powder Coating. And also, don't forget, Silk Tite Paving, special thanks for the paving they've done coming into the track. Please support those who support racing, and remember, we'll see you on June 24th at the races.